Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports and Songs podcast. This is season 6, episode number 34. Andy, it's the Songs edition.
Yes.
Happy July 4th weekend.
I see you've already started your trip. Mine starts tomorrow morning.
You leave tomorrow. I'm already on site. I'm in lovely confines of South Dakota for the lovely weekend. Today's July 3rd, 2025. We've got an album review. It won't be long, but little Godsmack. Now, Andy, you're not a big fan. Hopefully you can provide some input.
I'll listen to them. You know, I probably couldn't name you 2 songs if I had a gun to my head, but I do enjoy what, after I've heard the song, someone goes, hey, that's Godsmack. I go,
yeah, I think with a lot of listeners, they'll hear the song and say, yes, I'd like that one. Who does it? It's Godsmack. And so it's kind of one of those. And here we go. We're going to review tonight the album, The Other Side. The Other Side. So this is, they did a bunch of, they're a rock and roll kind of a metal band, a heavy band based out of Boston. They did all acoustic. They released this EP called The Other Side. It's all acoustic. Released March 16th, 2004. So we're at 21 years already. This has already been out. And so what they did was they released this and include several previously released songs that were re-recorded as acoustic versions. And then they threw in 3 new tracks. So I don't know if other bands do this often or not. The acoustic thing was big in the 90s. Godsmack was kind of starting out then. And the name, by the way, is after an Alice in Chains song called Godsmack. So if you're a fan of Alice in Chains or some of the grunge stuff, these guys picked up after that, and so they're a little late bloomers, but they're on the East Coast. And so some of that is common. So it's an EP, one new song called Touché. Featured Godsmack's first guitarist, Lee Richards, they brought back, as well as John Costco. John Costco from the band Dropbox.
Yep.
We've never reviewed them. They brought him on to do like a duet there on that song. Very good. They also have a new track called Running Blind and Voices. Godsmack is famous for vocalist Sully Erna. He's a little guy. He's maybe like a 5'4" front man. Really good voice. These guys kind of do fly under the radar, but I do love their heavy stuff. This is all acoustic, so really mellow stuff. And you wouldn't believe, Andy, that some of these hardcore songs, when they dumb it down to this, when they drop it down into the acoustics and unplug everything, how good the songs are and how completely different they sound. So this was released 2004. Studio was in Honolulu Studios, Honolulu, Hawaii. It's called Acoustic Rock. This entire EP is 29 minutes, 57 seconds long. So 30 minutes if you have a 30-minute drive somewhere, pop it in. The entire thing will be done when you get there. Here's the tracks. Running Blind, that's one of the new ones. Realign. Andy, Realign was a song they had written before. They redid this as acoustic. The lyrics is Sully Erna. Every time when he tours in New Orleans, he always gets sick. He gets sick.
Oh.
He has an uneasy feeling when he's in New Orleans, and he says, do you know why that is? Because that's where I was killed in a previous life.
Oh.
Thoughts? Any thoughts on that, Andy?
I hate when that happens.
Your
gas catches up to you there.
And this is when Sully was really into the voodoo. He was meddling with a lot of different things in New Orleans. He does say he gets sick when he tours there because when he was killed in previous life, it was in New Orleans. So that's him. The song is Realign. It's about that. Song 3 is Touché. That's the one with John Costco from Dropbox. Next one is Voices. Next one is Keep Away. Next one is Spiral. Next one is Asleep. Now, the song Asleep is actually an acoustic shorter version of the song Awake. The band's second album was called Awake, about kind of waking up after a bad relationship and kind of seeing it from a top level 30,000 foot view by saying, oh my God, this has been so bad. I can't wait. I can't believe it's over. It's called Awake, kind of, in other words, waking up.
We've both been there.
we've been there, and so
There.
some of these Godsmack songs, hit home to us. So that one's called "Asleep." Now, Andy, check this out. The song "Touche." Did you know that was used in WWE's as their secondary song during WrestleMania 20?
Really?
WrestleMania 20, the secondary song, not the primary, the song they used in the ads for WrestleMania 20, but the secondary song was Touche. Go back and listen to that old footage, maybe some of those old ads from WrestleMania 20.
Oh, and they pushed the video for it and stuff like that.
Godsmack was heavy into some of the video games, into WWE wrestling. They tried to get some of their connections and advertising and promotion material from some of those things. So I thought you'd get a kick out of that. Andy, here's the personnel: Sully Erna, vocals; Tony Rombola, guitar.
That sounds like a guy you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, Tony Rombola is a great name. He's a very good guitarist, very underrated on electrical guitar. Flies under the radar, but very good. So he's playing acoustic, obviously, here. Robbie Merrill on bass. Shannon Larkin. You know Shannon Larkin, right?
Know him from Ugly Kid Joe.
Yes, Shannon Larkin on drums. This band with this lineup, very good. Once again, I do feel they flew under the radar at a time that people were not really listening to music recently, as people fell away from that. But these guys have, I don't know if they put out 15 albums, a lot more than what folks think. Now, according to Sully Erna, this is out of Wikipedia here, Andy. Sully Erna said the band decided to do an acoustic record because they've always messed around with acoustic versions of their music and had great reactions to it. He said, either playing in front of live audiences or what, the reactions have always been great. So they're able to rework the songs this way to show a different side of the band. And so being as hard and as heavy metal as these guys are, this acoustic is there may be some folks out there that love this, that are not heavy metal fans, but the way they've done this, I think, is really good. The other side debuted at number 5 in the Billboard 200. They sold 98,000 copies the first week. The album would go on to go, gold, not platinum, but gold, which is common for the band Godsmack. Very tough to go platinum for these guys. Here's the releases. February 29, 2004, that winter was Running Blind. That song reminded me of the Kiss song Going Blind. Blind. Drugs lyrics relate to drugs and alcohol and kind of being out of it, not necessarily blacking out, but just going through a phase of your life where you're actually running blind. That's what this band was after doing 2 to 3 years straight of touring. Drugs and alcohol and things really took a toll on relationships and what. And then they released Touche July 13th, 2004. So coming up on the anniversary of that here in July. But that's the WWE wrestling song with the Dropbox singer. So I don't know, for what it's worth,
check it out.
Andy may have to check it out. Those listening to the show, feel free to check it out as well. These guys, once again, very active in, they use the U.S. Navy for ads for some of their things. They're active in WWE, video games, and such. So they use different mediums to get their music out. But individually, these guys are very talented guys. Give it a listen. Leave your comments below. Andy, do you have anything to share from this?
EPs real quick.
Yes.
The part 2 I did for this episode is on EPs. Just to kind of give you a little teaser on it. Guns N' Roses Lies, that was an EP.
Okay.
And Alice in Chains' Jar of Flies was an EP that went to number 1. So
Rare.
there's some modern, recent ones. Back in the day, lots of bands dropped EPs. But there's a couple of Guns N' Roses Lies was, okay, this is going to be weird to say. That's actually my favorite Guns N' Roses album, is Lies.
Very good.
Appetite for Destruction is up there, don't get me wrong, but there's some about Lies I just kind of liked it better. I don't know if it's because I got burned out on Appetite after a couple, 3 years, because that's all you heard all over the place. But Guns N' Roses Lies is a good one. Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains. This one, there's some rock EPs to check out.
And I do like the fact that they kept this to an EP. I don't think this acoustical set, if to sit down and do a full album, they could have done it.
Right.
I don't know if the appetite would be there for the demographics to say, hey, I'm going to go buy that full album to listen to acoustic. This is just a nice, like I said, 30 minutes. Give it a shot here over the weekend sometime. These guys are good. But that's all I've got. Godsmack.
Enjoy the 4th.
Enjoy the 4th. We'll see you next week.
Bye.